Hello everybody, welcome to episode 0 of the 21 CD podcast. This is not an official episode, but some of you guys have been waiting for an update on the podcast. Some of you guys have seen my posts on it on social media, and I just wanted to show you guys that I am making progress towards it. As a matter of fact, I have completed the studio. The studio is ready to go. I completely underestimated how long it takes to develop this visual audio experience that I can't wait to bring to you guys. The studio took way more work than I expected. As you can see, I hung all my coolest stuff up on the wall, and I got some new gear. And as a matter of fact, Jeff Bezos is bringing me even more lights to make it just that much better. We've got some new microphones in here. That's what this phallic object in front of me is. But pay no mind to it. Focus on me. I am going to be your host, Johnny, and then my brother AJ is going to be the co-host. So that's cool. We have a lot of really interesting experiences that are going to be part of this podcast. One of my favorite parts of this podcast is literally going to be the personal experience episodes, where we take your stories of the unknown experiences you've had, the mysterious, the conspiratorial, the bizarre, the stories that you have that you want to tell somebody, tell the world. I'm hoping this podcast can become a place for you to tell your story. Alongside our stories, we have a lot of weird stories from the adventures that we've had in both the States and abroad. And we're also going to talk about a lot of conspiracy theories, cryptids, things that go bump in the night, aliens, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to get heavy into the politics and religion. It can be brought up, though. Those topics do have a place in conversation, especially when you talk about conspiracy theories. But then, of course, viewer stories and listener stories are going to be a big element. Probably not within the first 10 episodes, but after that, I'm hoping to set up a way that you guys can contact me. We can call in. We can have you call in, and we can get you on the podcast. So why am I saying that now? If you guys have a story, start thinking about it. Start thinking about it, because I would love to have you on the podcast in the near future. Again, something you can't explain that happened to you or you went through. Something bizarre, something you saw, something that seemed very unnatural. That's what this podcast is kind of about. We also talk about dystopianism, and that is what 21CD is short for, 21st century dystopian. And we're going to cover some topics that kind of show how we're more in a dystopia than a utopia, and there's going to be some interesting topics to discuss there too. Things like AI, how bizarre it is, and how we've just accepted it. Things like how nobody really owns anything because the debt is so massive, and where the powers that be are planning to bring humanity, and global war, and how that impacts us all. These are all things that will probably come up in this podcast. Now, there's something else about this podcast that I feel like makes it really special. And I hope that you stick around long enough to see it. Because it is going to take me a number of episodes, I think single-digit number of episodes, to get into the groove. I've never podcasted before. But 21CD is a film studio. I make movies, and a lot of them are thriller, dystopian vibe type things. We're actually filming a couple right now. And we're going to go out to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we're going to film a creature horror in the woods. And that'll be kind of exciting, so I can't wait for you guys to see that. But that brings me to my point. You might find entire episodes are movies on this podcast. You might find that the dialogue drifts into cinema. You might find half and half, where we make a film and then we discuss the film. What was the message? What are we talking about? What is really going on? That is a big part of the 21 CD podcast. We want to make this a truly visual and cinematic experience that walks hand in hand with the audio, because some of you guys will be listening, some of you guys will be watching, and some of you guys might experience the same episode twice, both visually and through audio while you're driving or something like that. I totally get how that is. As somebody who spends a lot of time on the road, I don't always have time to watch the podcast. Well, thankfully, this podcast will be both audio and visual. So if you lean in one direction, make sure that you are experiencing this podcast the way that is also leaning more that direction. It's going to be released on YouTube, on Vimeo, hopefully on Spotify very soon. I haven't tried Spotify for podcasting or spoken words, so that might be an interesting experiment. But we will have it in both audio and visual form. And if you follow me on social media, please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you have to do to this video and to me so that you can get updates on where these podcasts are airing. At least until the first couple are out there, and then you'll just know. Then you can unfollow me all you want and just follow the podcast. But right now, I'm probably going to be your best bet to finding out where the podcast is. And I will do my best to handle all the social media and stuff so that it becomes more streamlined for you in the very, very near future. I'm not trying to sell anything to you guys right now, and this is just a short episode giving you guys an update, but we are going to have some merch. We're going to have some stickers, we're going to have some apparel, and we're going to have some candles and some soaps in the near future, which I'm very excited about, because what is more important in these dystopian times than good hygiene and the fire and the flame to keep your space smelling nice and feeling cozy? So keep an eye out for those. Again, of course, I'll keep you guys updated on that. Everything is a process, and we're just constantly moving towards this end result. Nothing happens overnight, and that is a lesson that I have had to learn over and over. So, especially during the process of building this podcast. So, guys, I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for tuning in to this 10-ish minute long episode 0. We're going to have a good time. In case I didn't say it in the beginning, I'm hoping to release one 45-minute to an hour and 15-ish long episode once a week, and some special stuff sprinkled in on the other days of the week. So stay tuned, guys. Always. I really want to push out a lot of content for you guys, and I really want you guys to enjoy it and be intrigued. So stick around if you would. It would mean a lot to me, and I will do my best to entertain you. All right, guys, I'm Johnny, and don't drink the water, and stay saucy.